decided we needed to do something as far as, because they froze all my father's accounts. There was nobody who could use any of that money, and somebody had to do it. There were discussions back and forth whether Amanda was going to do it, and there was at this time a very hard divide in our family. And
what was that divide?
Well,
Who was divided?
my brother Scott, my sister Emily, and I on one side, and my mother and Amanda on the other. My mother was not living, but still had kind of a relationship with Amanda.
What created the divide?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, it was my mother was very much so telling us that we needed to help support her, that we needed to give her money because my father had supported us and given us money all these years, and that we needed to, in turn, give her money. To speak of my situation, and I just had my suspicions that she had something to do with this.
So there was a divide in the family. You eventually became the temporary executor of the estate, administrator. And so when you were in this role, did you learn who the beneficiary was of all your dad's assets?
Yeah. I was actually visiting my kids in Maine, and Barry Bishop sent me an email saying that my mother was on the life insurance and the 401k.
Eventually, did someone else get appointed the administrator of the estate?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was that a contentious area among the family when you were appointed?
Yes.
How so?
My mother was not happy about it.
How did you know that?
Well, the day that I was officially appointed, and she had learned about it, her and my brother got into a pretty bad, I guess, argument or something like that.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Did you and her ever speak?
Yeah.
How did you speak with her?
I called her. It wasn't too long after that, because I was getting, not directly from my mother, but through Amanda, basically saying, you need to do this because they thought I had access to these accounts and I didn't. What happened was, when I was named, because there were bills, there was the mortgage, there was a condo in Tuscaloosa, Alabama that my dad owned, that I wanted to start making these current. I didn't want those things to be foreclosed on or go away, and so when I was named temporary administrator, I immediately set up a meeting with his personal banker. And she said, okay, come down here, we're gonna have a meeting. I get to the meeting, she meets me in the parking lot, she's like, Chris, our legal team said a temporary administrator is not enough for me to give you access to your father's funds to pay for anything. From what I remember, that was either not believed or just maybe they didn't know that. And I called my mother to tell her that I can't do anything. I don't have a checkbook, I don't have a card, I don't have access to money. I have nothing to be able to pay these bills.
When you became the administrator of the estate, what was your role? What was your duty, your job, your oath?
My duty was to preserve the estate.
So be concerned